Another 24 hours passes in Cardano, and yet more examples of this collaborative and collective effort we've been speaking about lately on this channel. There's a real rumbling of activity taking place right now, and it's closer than ever to finding its way to the surface, completely transforming the Cardano blockchain as we know it. The Vasil upgrade represents a major enhancement in the capabilities of Cardano, Diffusion pipelining delivering greater network throughput, and Plutus enhancements opening up a whole range of new developer use cases that will significantly improve the DApp user experience. As a complete passenger in this process, it's making for real blockbuster viewing, watching it all coming together and materializing in real time. The facts are clear to see. Vasil is coming, Cardano is evolving, and a whole range of industry-defining protocols are on the cusp of launching, about to show the entire space exactly why they chose to build on Cardano. Welcome back for today's installment of Cardano Insights, where we track the all-important developments at the very pulse of Cardano and its ecosystem each weekday. So let's get straight into it. First are some interesting and extremely positive Vasil developments. If you remember, recently we discussed that on Friday, off the back of an SPO community call with IOG, a dedicated testnet named YOLOnet was spun up to meet the testing goals of the community developers and stake operators. As a part of the testing process, the intention was to carry out a hard fork, which if successful would be the first public testnet to cross Vasil on version 1.35.3. This would go a long way to satisfy the community of developers and SPOs that sufficient testing had been carried out, in turn delivering more confidence that the latest release is in fact ready for mainnet. Well, late yesterday evening we got this confirmation that YOLOnet successfully passed through the Vasil HFC with node 1.35.3 performing perfectly. This has led to a great increase in SPOs announcing the upgrading of their nodes to the latest version, which was expected after the community testing and testnet HFC event took place. So it would seem that it had the desired outcome. At the time of recording this video, nodes reporting version 1.35.3 is now at 49%, and the blocks being produced on this version is at 36%. For reference, it's the blocks protocol version chart, which can be found here on the left hand side at portal.io, that needs to be at 75% to trigger the event, so if you want to track the progress, make sure you refer to this data. So once 75% of blocks are being produced with 1.35.3, a final HFC test on the pre-production network will be carried out, which attempts to closely mirror mainnet settings. Once that's complete, the HFC can then be scheduled on mainnet and will go through on the following epoch transition. Off the back of this recent community-driven testing and hard fork on the public testnet, there's a clear sign that SPOs are now increasingly more confident and willing to proceed with the upgrade. This is a great turn of events in light of all the hysteria that took place over the weekend. Now that the process of SPOs upgrading has started to really ramp up, thoughts turn to the other communities who also play a major role in the mainnet release, that being exchanges and the 10 largest dApps by TVL already deployed in the ecosystem. Whilst we can track SPO nodes being upgraded and blocks being produced on the latest version, what about where we're at with the exchange integration and status of dApps confirming they too have upgraded? As we know, there are 3 critical mass indicators, and this criteria all needs to be met, so it's not only the SPOs upgrading that would trigger the Vasil HFC event. IOG have also mentioned that of the 3 communities, usually SPOs are the quickest to upgrade, so where does that leave us in terms of the overall status? If you head over to IOHK support, you can see here updated today, in terms of third-party readiness for the Vasil upgrade, all exchanges still have the status not started. I've linked this page in the description for reference. But check this out, earlier today IOG confirmed that they're in the process of setting up a new web page that will be published this week, so everyone can check the exchange node update progress, plus SPO node versions and readiness updates from key dApps. I think this is a great move for transparency. Having a central data feed tracking the progress of the 3 major communities means we can get a far more accurate reading on when the hard fork combinator event is likely to take place. Once released, we'll definitely be tracking the developments very closely. So when we think about the original Twitter and mainstream media chaos surrounding Vasil and the infamous testnet bug this past weekend, it's amazing what just a few days can do in completely turning around the sentiment. I think I did say it would pass quicker than it materialized, and despite the very brief bump in the road, between IOG and the developer SPO community, the Cardano ecosystem is showing the entire blockchain space exactly how an upgrade of this magnitude should be handled. In just a matter of days, IOG responded to the community concerns, delivering the dedicated testnet, The community then worked extremely hard performing the desired tests and successfully completed the hard fork event, delivering its intended results, instilling further confidence throughout the community to continue upgrading to mainnet. In addition, IOG are now in the process of delivering a dedicated page to track the status of the 3 major communities responsible. It's outcomes like this that makes you really proud to be part of the Cardano community. Now over to an interesting collaboration announced yesterday between 2 projects we've been covering lately on this channel. Minswap, arguably the most prominent DEX on Cardano, and the soon to launch AADA Finance. In this Medium article released by Minswap Labs, they write, "We're thrilled to announce our latest partnership with AADA Finance. This will be a big step for Cardano DeFi, constituting the first instance where 2 protocols build on top and with each other directly on chain, harnessing one of the key features of DeFi, composability." So here they're referring to 2 protocols being interoperable in terms of key components within the design of their respective systems. The article goes on to explain that AADA Finance is a crypto assets lending platform on Cardano that enables users to lend and borrow cryptocurrencies in a trustless manner. AADA utilizes a novel primitive, NFT bonds, to render the lending and borrowing experience more user-friendly, as NFT bonds are both tradable and transferable. AADA Finance and Minswap will collaborate on 3 fronts: a liquidation oracle solution, the collateral swap function, and AADA liquidity incentives on Minswap DEX. So let's briefly run through the specifics of this collaboration. In terms of the liquidation oracle, this is AADA's decentralized solution to perform liquidations. As a lending and borrowing platform, there's a great need for a decentralized and autonomous oracle so that smart contracts can foresee what loan positions can be liquidated. AADA's liquidation oracle can only approve liquidation transactions when the loan to collateral value decreases to a certain level. Minswap liquidity pools will be used by liquidation oracle nodes to perform liquidations. Minswap itself will participate as one of the node runners, earning a share of the liquidation fee. In terms of the collateral swap function, Minswap is currently the most liquid DEX on Cardano. AADA Finance will rely on Minswap liquidity pools in order to liquidate and swap collateral for defaulted loans. In a seamless way, AADA Finance will enable its users to choose Minswap as the DEX to swap their collateral back to AADA if a loan liquidation is triggered. So this is something we covered some time ago on this channel when Wing Riders were announced as the first DEX to be integrated with AADA to perform collateral swaps. Once launched, and as displayed here, you'll have the choice of both DEXs, Minswap and Wing Riders, to swap the collateral of any defaulted loan, all within the AADA DApp. Finally, to the AADA liquidity incentives on Minswap. In order to increase the AADA liquidity on Minswap DEX before its mainnet launch, AADA has proposed the addition of the AADA incentives to the AADA LPs on Minswap. This highlights the intention of AADA to grow its liquidity. The addition of AADA incentives would give the AADA pair on Minswap 4x yields. Given the AADA pair on Minswap meets all requirements, incentives will be implemented as the AADA community approved in a recent governance proposal. So a very interesting development here, and further signs that AADA's launch to mainnet is imminent. Its liquidation oracles are in place, collateral swap function ready with 2 major DEXs on board, and deep into the final stages of audit, if not already complete. Cardano is about to get its very first peer-to-peer lending protocol of its kind, using an innovative concept that may well turn out to transform the DeFi lending and borrowing scene. This is what interests me most about this project. It's the tradable and transferable NFT loan bonds that provides a completely new dimension to the lending scene. The secondary market this is going to produce, as Muesliswap have also recently identified, will be the first of its kind, only available on Cardano thanks to the EUTXO model and the brilliant team behind AADA Finance. Now, this afternoon, Muesliswap also gave us this indication they too are nearing the final stages to launch their hybrid DEX. Here they announce Muesliswap hybrid update. We're now in private beta mainnet. I repeat, we're now in private beta mainnet. Things are heating up as we're running final tests. With all the positive progress regarding Vasil, expect more updates like this across the entire ecosystem as activity is going to really start to increase. Post Vasil, we're going to be covering all the new projects launching, in addition to those upgrading existing protocols, right here on Cardano Insights. Now, you may remember last week I covered Atrium Labs and built it as a project that had little information regarding the specifics, but one that showed real promise through a collection of cryptic tweets and announcements of some pretty impressive developers joining the project in advisory roles in the form of SundaySwap's Pi and Liquid Finance's Dwayne Cameron. Well, one of the Sapien subscribers kindly educated me that there is in fact more info in the form of a full Catalyst proposal outlining the project's use case and intended utility. I thought it would only be right to follow up on my previous coverage and run through exactly what Atrium Labs aims to deliver. So here they outline the problem they intend to solve, writing, Cardano needs to simplify its user experience. There are too many cluttered dApps, wallets and data feeds. Users need a simple, elegant data aggregator for all things Cardano. We are building a dashboard to display all your wallet and DeFi information in one clean, simple interface, aggregating marketplace data to allow a holistic view of your decentralized life. So this definitely interests me. With all the brilliant applications, marketplaces and exchanges being built on Cardano, it's very difficult, especially for newcomers into the ecosystem, to understand which is best, and as the choice continues to expand, it will become increasingly more difficult to navigate. They also provide some good examples here, like which marketplaces has the best price for your NFTs, or the most liquidity for your exchanges. The problem is the user experience here is lacking, and the need to surf multiple sites leads to inefficient markets and a waste of users' time. Many wallet apps are cluttered and overly complex for most users. Stake pool browsers have way too much on display at any one time, making it overwhelmingly complex for most to choose a pool. In short, Cardano needs to simplify. So what Atrium Labs plans to achieve is to be the first place you visit when first opening up your laptop, essentially the home for all your wallet's activity. It will show how your NFT portfolio is doing, what has recently sold, where similar items are trading, and what the estimated value is. It will show your yield products performance and where you can find other opportunities across the market. Your staking returns can be found in a simplified format alongside a viewfinder to browse pools. It shows where to get the best deals on swaps and where the liquidity lies. Simply by connecting your wallet, you'll be able to see all your activity in one clean, easy to navigate application. So there you have it, that's Atrium Labs, currently awaiting assessment in Catalyst Fund 9. Let me know in the comments what you think about this project. As always, we'll track the progress here as further developments take place. So that's it for today's installment of Cardano Insights, as we keep track of all the developments and continue to spread those positive Cardano vibes. If you found value in the content, then please be sure to comment, share, like and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate all the support. We'll be back tomorrow with your daily roundup. Until then, thanks for watching, have a great day, and as always, keep it Cardano.